Let's go. Use your skills in the gaming. 1xBet.
Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet.
Respect.
From 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.
Welcome back in, everybody, to what, I mean, fingers crossed, will be the second series of the day here as we get ready to jump into One Move versus Palianytsia. And it's going to be a bit of a different one because One Move are already in another event and their match is currently going on. I do believe now they are forfeiting match number 1. It's a best of 3, so they could still come back. They've got 15 minutes now. They could come back, get themselves into game number 2 if they win that game number 3. But as it stands, they are going to be going in one game down if they do show up on time. We are going to run through the teams, just make sure if we are here, if we're on time, and just keep you up to date with what is happening. So, Kips, welcome into what could be the quickest series of the day.
Yeah, could very much be, and that says something, right? Because I do believe that that Avila's match earlier today was a quick one.
Yeah, it was a pretty good match for them, and they kind of took it and ran. We saw the score on the screen there as well. Yeah, Avlis, they picked up a really fast draft up against Morphin for game number 1. The second game, they just kind of ran over absolutely everybody on the side of Dragon Esports. Dragon Esports, in the first game, to be fair to them, they had a really good time. They came out swinging. They tried to make it work, but they just couldn't really stand up to the pressure of the Broodmother, who was just able to match down the Morphin, the Void Spirit there as well, and got a lot of damage on the board every time she turned up. And then in the second game, the Alchemist came out, the Centaur, the Puck, again, good cause, great fights, but they let the Eki Lion, no joke, he was at one point, I think about 20 minutes into the game, he had the highest KDA, he was the highest level, he had, he was going for his Ag Scepter, he was picking up kills left, right, and center, he was just bonkers, and Dragon Esports, as best they tried, couldn't really close it out in the end.
Well, that sounds like I really did miss something with the lion there. So hoping to see that one pop up later then. But yeah, as for our match here, I mean, we can just go into the rosters of the teams right now, right? And at the very least, talk you through the match that should be happening right now: One Move versus Palianytsia.
Yeah, so I think we are going to be able to take a look, like say, at the teams just to see. On the side of One Move, it is going to be Woe Difference, Triple S, Not Me, and Rain. Again, a team that have been up in the higher point of the tier 2 scene, playing up in different events like RES, like the other online events that have been going on. They've been getting themselves through semi-finals, finals. They've won a couple of them there as well. So it is looking quite good for them in the near future. But right now, maybe not looking as good being a game down. But what have you seen from One Move? What's impressed you? What should we be looking out for if this match goes ahead?
So one of the things that I have liked from One Move is definitely their cores. I've seen some really sharp plays from Triple S. I also think that Woe has really shown up as one of those, not just like a backbone carry player, but also definitely someone that can show up early if necessary. And it feels like the meta definitely suits him. Like, well, very comfortable with that Luna. Has been very comfortable with the Morphling previously as well. So those are things that I definitely commend them for, and we can expect them to show off in any match that they might turn up in. And then Palianytsia, the boys who took down OG earlier today.
Did they?
They did, yes, 2-1.
Okay.
They're coming fresh off of that, so no wonder that they're in a good mood right now. And I think that's remarkable because yesterday I casted together with T-Pan a series where Palianytsia barely squeaked past Passion UA. Like Passion UA definitely, and it was not just like, oh, it was hard to take them down. No, in game 2, Palianytsia got outplayed hard. The enemy mid absolutely did a number on them by baiting BKBs and in general just making them turn around in circles. It was pretty crazy. So yeah, for that team to then turn around and immediately take down OG, is Palianytsia extremely resilient? Is OG not very good right now? I don't know, but what's for sure is that Palianytsia must be feeling strong right now.
Yeah, and I like the Eastern European scene in general. A couple of the Western European teams as well, like Avalus, they seem to be going through a bit of a new blood in. Is that the best way to put it? Yeah, but they are bringing new blood into the scene. They're bringing new players. There's new teams popping up, and they are competitive. We're not seeing them come in and go 0-7 in like RES. We're not seeing them like being taken away straight away. Palianytsia is another one. Dragon Esports there as well. Passion. They are all giving these established teams a run for the money. So it's great to see these teams stepping up and not just being punching bags, but going through these qualifiers and making it to the events. And I keep coming back to One Win as a team I use as the main example. They, for 6 months before anyone knew their name, they were taking games off big teams. They were getting to the brink of qualifying to events, and all of a sudden they make it to 2 or 3. They make it to TI, and even though they didn't do as well as some people may have hoped, it's still a great way to build yourself up as a team. I'm so glad they stuck together as a roster, because I was seeing rumors that they were going to be pulled apart. They were going to be losing players to Spirit, they were going to lose players to Bet Boom, there was going to be a couple moving over to Western Europe as well. But them sticking together, it does look like the future is bright for these young teams that are coming through, and I can't wait to see how it goes for them.
Yeah, and in the case that we have in front of us, right, with Palianytsia, it's also definitely, you have Youngblood, especially on the supports, but really the anchor of this team, and I mean that in a good way, like the one that holds them together in the storm, is that Crystallize will always carry in the end.
Yes, he will, and it's again just having that kind of leading man that's being able to play that captain's role when you get to the mid to the late game, get themselves in a good position. It's going to be great. Again, great to watch them, and I think again just finding those players that you play with, finding your synergy with a team that really clicks with you. That's how you get yourself on the ball. Because Crystallize has been around for probably about as long as I've been around in Dota, and never really became the shining star, but with Palianytsia, they could look pretty good. They are looking really good, and again, hopefully, they carry on with these events and they do make that step up.
Yeah, I mean, it's in some way crazy that we talk about Crystallize as this old guard player that is such a stable, carry provider when he's 25, dude.
Yeah.
It's not past 30. Like we're getting there for like the really old school players.
Yeah.
Also meeting the big 3-0.
We will keep an eye on you. We'll keep informed on what's happening. Again, just to kind of get into it a little bit on how this breaks down if Palianytsia goes through, they could potentially be in a tiebreaker. If they win the grand finals against Avalus, we could see another match for tiebreakers, because they are dead even on points, down to the decimal place. So I'm not sure how we're going to break that tie if that's how it happens. But yeah, Palianytsia getting one more game, potentially in 8 minutes. We'll have this one secured, because One Move again playing in another event. So we're going to take a break. I will either be back to introduce the series, or we'll be back to say that they've moved through and get that default win. But we'll find out after this break.
OneXBet and Eva Alfie present betting on all esports events on the website and in the OneXBet app. OneXBet. Play with Eva. The new 1xBet energy drink. So you don't have to limit yourself tonight with only one victory. You can bet on any game at 1xBet Betting Company. Dota 2, KS2, League of Legends, and many others. Big wins, fast payouts, reliable bookmaker. The new breakthrough and innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.
your skills in the gaming. 1xBet.
Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.
Welcome back in, everybody, and we have a game at least on our hands. Hopefully a full series here. Yes, they're going to be going in at one game down, one move, but they have turned up. I can't say on time, but they're here. That's the main thing. They are here, and they're going to be coming through with a level 1 penalty in this game, but they should be able to, they are going to be in. We're into this draft already. We're going to be able to get ourselves into it. One move versus Palianytsia, and this is going to be a series for the grand finals. Let's see if Palianytsia, can they pull this one off? They have got one game between them and the grand finals. One move, a little bit harder for them. They've got to pull it back. You've got to get 2 in a row. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that now as we get ourselves into this draft.
Yeah, I would have definitely called this one a very close one going in already. So the fact that one move has to beat that 50-50 twice, well, I mean, they certainly can do it, but it's going to be a challenge, especially coming in this rushed after just, I believe, losing the game that they just came from as well. Like, probably already a little bit tired, probably already a little bit shaken. Palianytsia has just been sitting here counting their fingers. They've had plenty of time, so let's see how one move holds up coming into this at speed.
Yeah, I was just looking there as well. They should be okay, one move. I mean, they're not going to have too much time to breathe here, but I was just looking that they don't have to rush off to the next event. They've got themselves about 3 hours, so it's not like they need to rush this win in either. But yeah, like you say, that you are coming off
They have another game still.
They have another series later on. Yeah, that's they're not done for the day, even if this one goes their way or not. No matter which one this goes, they have more games to play, and it's gonna be. Yeah, like you said, they are coming off a 2-1 loss, literally coming off. There's no break time in between. They have not had more than 5 minutes downtime. They're ready to go. And we'll see how that's going to affect the mental, whether they are going to be on tilt, whether they're going to be able to refresh themselves, reset that mentality, or if it is going to be to their detriment, because Palianytsia, I can never say that name. Palianytsia, they've been sat in the lobby waiting. They've had time, they've had a break, they've had themselves... probably been watching that series as well to see how it's going and how they can maybe try and play a draft into one move. So ball is in the court being one game up.
I have to say, like, everybody was like, yay, the DPC is gone. We are finally going to get so many third-party tournaments again. They didn't live through the early days. They're too young to remember the absolute hell that it is to play just 3 series in a day, lose all of them. Get your hopes shattered and then have to wait 2 months again for the next round of suddenly 3 on the same day, all contrasting with each other, all, nobody wanting to move, everybody wanting to move, the big teams getting to move their games, you not, and you losing all 3 of your simultaneous qualifiers again and having to wait another 2 months. It's great. We're doing just fine. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not how I describe it, but That's what I think. This is how we got the because before that period, the what was it, 2017, 2018, something like that, where it's just kind of a free for all. We didn't have these rules of okay, you've got 15 minutes to turn up, you've got another 50. We just like okay, we're gonna be waiting. What's that? Oh, we've been waiting 2 hours. The team still hasn't turned up. Well, I guess we'll wait longer. And then Org
I'm
started
so
to get
sorry.
sick of it.
Because I was on the teams back then, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope they're still waiting for us." Oh, they are. Thanks.
So yeah, we'll be.
Anyway.
Well, we are better for it after going through that. When
Yes.
that's where the pause time came along as well. We used to wait like half an hour, 40 minutes for one pause because there was no rules on it, and obviously we got the pause time coming in, 10 minutes at max for each team. So yeah, but better esport for going through that. But we did have to go through it and never again have to suffer through. So yeah, teams get half an hour at most now, and. One move, luckily this time they were on. Well, maybe not luckily because they wanted to win that last match, but they are here now as we get ourselves into the draft. Clockwork coming out straight away. We'll see what the bans are going to be, and we should actually talk about this draft. Yeah, the Doom being picked up for the side of one move. Meanwhile, on the other side, Palianytsia, they get themselves a Clockwork. Palianytsia, the Shadow Demon, Nagasaran, Sand King, Tusk, Kunker, Shadow Fiend, Luna, Sniper, and the Primal Beast. The Shadow Fiend early ban like that. Shadow Fiend ban at all. That's a little bit of a surprise to me.
To me as well, and of course that is a hero that's turned up for both Crystallize as well as Moonlight in the past, but it hasn't exactly happened recently. It doesn't exactly happen often. It feels like one move is suffering a little bit under the constraints of the diminished drafting time that they've got right now. The Luna ban, though, very much, I mean, everybody should have that on their radar right now. You need to decide if this is going to be a Luna game or not, and if it's going to be your Luna game or not, because right now this hero is, I think, in half of all matches, so glad to not have her around this time around.
Yeah, I forget which pro it was saying at TI, but I know they said, if you can get that Luna, probably one of the strongest carries in the game at the minute. That's why you're seeing so many bans coming through. This hero, it doesn't really have a lot of counters. You can pick up the Morphin to kind of reflect back onto it, but the hero itself feels incredibly, incredibly strong. So we're going to be seeing a lot more Luna bans, I think, before we start to see the picks be guaranteed again. But yeah, Palianytsia, they get themselves, I'm getting better at it, they get themselves the Dark Willow, so that's going to be the support duo coming through the Clockwork and the Dark Willow here. One move, they go back for that Omni Knight into the Mirana, so the Mirana can be that 4, can flex to the 1. I've seen, with the Doom out, it's not going to be the 3, but yeah, the 1 or the 4 coming out here. I like this because even as the 4, you build into the Dragonlance, you get or maybe the drums, you go into the damage item, you get yourself a Daedalus, you just rock up as a fully fledged core with that ultimate there as well, and you say, support? What support?
Yeah, do that, but you did pick up a Doom first here. If this is a support Mirana, her laning stage is not actually anything to write home about. And Doom is the kind of hero that might just suffer in that laning stage if there's a good matchup versus him, say, something like a Monkey King. So there is an option for Palianytsia here to make use of the fact that there's going to be a Doom in that lane with potentially very little in the way of kill or pressure potential if that Mirana is with him. So one move do have to decide here if they actually want to swap that Mirana out now in order to pressure this Lina more during the lane, or if they're going to say, like, now we want to answer this through core picks instead.
Yeah, and the Lina pick coming up, you've got a lot of protection coming through. This is what I like to see when you're playing those range carries, especially something like the Lina that might have the survivability built in later on in the game, when you get the BKB, when you get the Satanic, stuff like that, maybe a Hurricane Pike in there as well, but for the early game, you have the Centaur, you have the Clockwork coming through, even the Brambles here for the Dark Willow. So it's there's a lot of barrier to entry to try and get to this Lina. And really, at the minute, until maybe the Doom gets a Blink Dagger, you're looking at the Mirana leap in, which you don't really want to do point blank. Dragon Knight's going to be another one. Yes, okay. Blink Dagger, you're going to be able to close that gap, get the Dragon Tail off, but you are going to suffer a lot for trying to get to those backlines first.
You are, and I think at Palianytsia, if you look at the rest of their heroes, they have several ways to peel that DK off of the Lina. It doesn't matter if she is the one that runs away, or if you're going to get a hook shot in to stun even through BKB of that DK, you're going to get a Terrorize out and make him run away again. There's a lot of different ways to make sure that Lina stays alive for as long as possible.
Yeah, and if you're looking now for Palianytsia as a team, it's going to be mid lane, right? Because you don't really see that Lina. Sometimes if there's a counter pick coming out, you do maybe see the Lina in the mid lane to try and deal with that. But for the most part, you do want to see this run as... In fact, actually up against the Dragon Knight, would you maybe shift this Lina in and pick something for a carry still? Are you just 100% committed to running this as the carry, this Lina?
And I think that no matter what, you need some insane DPS to take the DK down with, and you already have this Lina on the board. So even if you move her over into a mid lane position, then all you're gonna have to do is on the carry position get more DPS.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not against that. You have a really good defensive lineup set up to support two heavy hitters, but I'm thinking you might want to think a little bit about answering the rest of the draft here as well.
Okay. So what would you look at then? Do you want to go for something like the Storm Spirit, maybe your quick Orchid builder, something that can dive onto the backlines, get onto that Omni Knight?
Yes, that is exactly one of the things that I would love for them to be able to do. Of course, the Storm Spirit does need a certain amount of help for that snowball to first get going.
Yep.
It's not always the easiest. The Morana, very tasty snack. Omni Knight, a lot harder to take down. And of course, we don't have the ability to put the Bedlam on that Storm Spirit anymore. So not exactly as potent in the combination with the Willow right now. But, you know, if the Willow's ready to just get up close and personal, yeah, you can kill that Omni.
Okay. One move, maybe thinking that could be something they want to do, especially with the Doom being out, that they could shift that Lina to mid. So the Medusa ban does come through, which would be a good pickup against specifically the Doom pick. And yeah, chunks out a lot of damage there as well. So we'll see if Palianytsia, they want to respond with anything like that. Though I don't think there's too many heroes left that you're like, yeah, is good to get when the ultimate from the Doom comes out. So maybe they do stick, like you say, just keep that Lina in the safe lane. You get the survivability options, and again, if she does get Doom, she pulls back, because without any follow-up damage, the Doom really isn't a kill threat anymore. Like a lot of people say, it's a minor inconvenience. It's a major inconvenience, but it's not enough to kill you off solo anymore.
No, and especially not if you consider here that the only heroes that it really kills are heroes that are supposed to survive on their own without any help. Especially the Storm Spirits, right? This Storm Spirit would have to work around this Doom if that is something you pick up. That makes it a lot less likely. But the Lina, her survivability was never about her ability to, dance away nimbly. She was always going to just stand there or right-click you. So I think her matchup is already really quite good.
Yeah, and one move. What are they looking? Because there's been the Queen of Pain, the Perk, and the Morphin. So Palianytsia covering those bases here. Is the Vengeful Spirit going to be the final ban? One move. Is it going to be that carry Dragon Knight, or are we looking for something like the... I mean, the Wind Ranger is still there if you want to go for that. Again, would benefit from the Solar Flare. Going to be the Timbersaw, though, so it looks like it is going to be mid-Timbersaw and that carry Dragon Knight coming out. So, Palianytsia, how do they want to respond to this? What is the final pick? How do they deal with this Timber mid? What's left for them to go for as well?
They might have inadvertently made their own pool quite a bit smaller by binding out things like the Quap, for example. Of course, the Quap does lose mid lane heavily versus the Timbersaw, even if that would be a pretty decent. Points go to you.
I like to say that I don't mind this. You can build the Lotus up on either the Centaur or the Clockwork. They do kind of go for that. Again, the Orchid build to be able to jump onto that Omni Knight backlines, even if you don't kill him, just disrupt the Guardian Angels, the repels, keep him from being able to help out his teammates, and then Crystallize just rips through everybody. So yeah, and that's kind of the thing, right? That who do you doom from this? Do you want to doom the Storm Spirit and let the Lina build up the magic damage, the right clicks, or do you doom out the Lina, stop her from really becoming a right click threat into the mid fights and let the Storm Spirit run wild? So I don't mind this. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't want to say the best of buy options, but it's kind of like one of those that stick out, and I was surprised to see it not ban out there from one move.
A little bit, yeah. It seemed to fit the draft very well. I gotta say though that if you look at one move and how tanky these cores are versus what the DPS is that Palianytsia brings here, Palianytsia might have damage problems.
Yeah.
This Doom is going to be tanky. This Timbersaw and this DK, like their middle name is tanky, and you really only have one high DPS hero, and that's Crystallize, who is not going to be very keen on joining early on at all. He'll do it sometimes for sure, but especially on this Lina, that is so very risky. So what do you have left then? Well, Moonlight the QBFY can burst the hero down, but then when the fights go longer, like there's presumably then still 3 or 4 enemies left. I'm not sure what they do. So even though I think that Palianytsia as a self-contained unit has a really good draft, up versus the sheer amount of HP on one move, I'm worried that they simply don't have enough juice.
Well, we'll find out as we get ourselves into game number 2 of these two teams. I'm calling it 2 because we've already got the win on the board. You know, it doesn't matter what we
correct.
actually are in. You know, we are in game number 2, and we'll see how this one breaks down, whether it's going to be the 2-0 or whether we get ourselves that third game on the board. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to get involved, you can head yourself over to 1xBet. Use that promo code 1XRLGEU for your up to 100% bonus on your first deposit, available on all first deposits. And we'll see just how this one is going to break down. Smoke coming out from the side of one move, trying to make a move around, trying to scout something out, see if they can't maybe... I mean, the level 1 kill potential isn't bad if they can find somebody solo, but it just looks like they're looking for information here, especially with not me rotating through, taking a watcher, and not... It's a wide ward coming out in the mid lane. It's not, you know, straight up on that mid lane, on the lane itself, but just over to the side. Yeah.
Rotation watcher there, and yeah, I can see as well why on one move you're not exactly enthusiastic about looking for a level 1 fight, because there is a clockwork on the other side. There's a Dark Willow on the other side. Those are usually pretty challenging to fight level 1 into, especially when you're very melee oriented.
Yeah.
Which is certainly something that's happening to you as well. And I gotta say, because I've talked about the HP in detail just now, this Storm Spirit, if he gets to have a game, like eventually Moonlight is going to just be running circles around all of these quite short range guys in the end. If the Doom doesn't kill him, there's not really a lot in this game that does. So there's... Once again, there are certainly a lot of benefits to Palinitzia's draft. It's just that their windows are a bit awkward.
Yeah, and it's one of the... Like I say, that I think there's enough bodyguards, let's call them, on the side of Palianytsia to stand between the Lina and death, potentially, where you can look to... Even if you only have this solo core, the Storm Spirit, again, I'm going to be able to put out some decent damage, but as that late game solo core, you know, I think you described this lineup as that it is going to be enough. The Centaur is going to be absolutely, he's going to be giant. He's going to be a giant without the Giant's Ring, and he can just buy time for the Lina, and the Lina probably one of the highest damage dealing cores in the game. I'd maybe say behind the Luna and the Morphlin, but overall she really can burst through heroes. And speaking about bursting through heroes, First Blood, it goes away a Cracker, but they do take down this Mirana on the lane.
Yeah, before she has that leap. Absolute sit and duck.
And mid lane difference, going to take a little bit of harass here now as well. Does Moonlight just want to keep on going this one? He's just going to keep up, forcing difference away from these creeps, and they're not in deny range, so they are going to push in underneath the tower here, but it's going to make it a little bit harder for difference, especially with them being right-clicked by Moonlight to try and get some of this damage off and try and secure these last hits. Moonlight getting a deny there on the board again, and the static slide even coming in. Difference losing a lot of health in this lane. Moonlight is out of mana. He's not going to care about that. He's going to have the bottle on the way. Going to be able to use all 3 of those charges, and then get the water rune coming up in the next, well, literally now. And you can see the difference. This is really not an easy lane for him.
It is not. Moonlight really milking his damage advantage here that he has with the sliding remnants for all that it's worth. And with how much pressure he put on Difference, it's... Well, Difference is going to be happy that he managed to get his own bottle, and he's going to get that rune to fill it up now, so this might equalize out. But...
maybe once he gets, the damage field coming through like this, he's going to pop that water and try to run himself away here. Moonlight has
like
that
this.
damage field still coming through, and you say even up, I'd say not die. I think until he gets that 6 out, until he's got a few more levels under his belt, because this is the big thing with the mid Timbersaw. There's no way you can Timber Chain in until around level 2, level 3 on that Timber Chain, and you just take full advantage of a range hero up against this Timbersaw.
Yeah, I just thought that Difference was going to regen up a little bit more before he would step closer to the wave, and then maybe see if he could actually get a Whirling Death on Moonlight, or at least grab some creeps. But he only regens up half, and Moonlight says, that's very nice of you. I can get you in kill range again before you can do anything to me.
Yeah, and the 1 point in the reactive armor not really going to do too much, because like you say, it is so much magic damage. In fact, look at this Moonlight getting cheeky. He's going to get full clarity from this as well. He's going to be able to get pretty much all of his mana back from this, and then Difference... I don't know, dudes. This is looking really hard for the Timbersaw. Focusing on the lane, so we're going to see once again, Not Me going to take a lot of harass coming out from the Lina. Triple S, how's he look at what facet did he go for on the Doom? He went for the Gluttony, so the double devour coming through for him. He's going to be able to build up his net worth, but yeah, even you look at this, the protection comes through from the Clockwork. You've got this Lina that's going to be able to put out a lot of Moonlight. He takes him down solo. I think it was a matter of time before that happened, to be completely honest.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not surprised whatsoever.
No, not at all, no.
Difference looked really flustered there. Like, the lane was slowly slipping out of his hands, and everything he did just made it worse because he wanted to get it back as fast as possible. And that was never going to work for him. Moonlight's really played him like a fiddle.
Yeah, and he gets both water runes here, so he's going to get the full charges on the bottle, or the maximum river charges you can get, and be able to go back and do it again. And you can see that the difference between the two heroes here, level 5.5 for the Storm Spirit, not even level 5 yet, 4 3/4 for the Timbersaw, but every time he comes forward to try and get some of this farm, you'll secure the last hits, he's going to be losing life, he's going to be losing a lot, and it's not enough on the trade back. Once that level 6 is up for the Storm Spirit's going to be able to rotate around, get the kills, and because of how he's had to skill in the lane, the Timbersaw, he's only going to have that one point in the Timber Chain to try and catch up to the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. And I can't believe we've had so much action on this mid lane that we haven't even looked at top yet. It's 5 minutes in. But you know what? Nothing's been happening top in here in mid and Storm.
Dude, one more. Is it enough to get the kill? One more right click. He's got the bottle charges coming through. In fact, Moonlight, you might have got a little bit too far. No! Playing it on the very edge. He saw that Timber Chain coming out and immediately dropped the Vortex. Going to be able to go back for the TP to base. 5 galvanized stacks already. That level 6 on the board. And 2 kills to his belt. The Storm Spirit. Great start for him. 5.5 minutes in. 3-0. Can they go for more now? They're going to try and go on to this Dragonite. Woe has to move himself back. Dragon's Breath comes through. Kraken did rotate around now, so the Lina might be vulnerable in the bottom lane. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with this, though. Meanwhile, LSA will connect on Triple S. Triple S can catch up here. Just have that Scorched Earth coming in. The TP from Cracker right back into this one, but the Blood Grenade into the Starstorm. The one charge, it might just keep Chris alive. No! He's going to take down Not Me. Does get that final little bit of damage here. Cogs do come through. He's going to be underneath the tower as well. Triple S, will he go down being chased? Cracker, he's going to be able to get that last little bit of damage from the tower. It's going to be a split. You didn't want to lose the Lina, though. You do pick up the Doom in return, though. And this mid lane just continues to go the way of the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, Storm, who is going to be looking for TP rotations now as well, at a moment where the difference is not even ready for that yet. He doesn't have level 6. He doesn't want to go to any other lanes.
No, he doesn't. In fact, he's going to be having to go into the jungle to farm, and yeah, he's going to be at least a level behind here. The Storm Spirit started on the power tries as well, it looks like, and yeah, I would like to see him go, especially with the quick start that he's got here, go in towards that Orchid. Don't go for the Witchblade, don't go for, obviously you're not going to go for that early Yule Scepter or anything like that, but no Mage Slayer, nothing like that. Yeah, just go into that Orchid for the extra control it's going to offer you for these early picks.
I mean, on one hand, I would love the Orchid. On the other hand, it's undeniable that the Witchblade and eventual upgrade into the Pharasma would provide so much for the DPS of this team.
Well, they're going to be able to go and get a kill onto the Doom, so the Doom going to pay for trying to go onto the Lina. Now Moonlight, he's even got the... Did he pick up the Wisdom Rune? He did, both Wisdom Runes. Going to go the way of Palianytsia 2 now, and the rundown, Not Me. He's going to be able to get that leap away. The Storm Spirit not wanting to dive behind the tier 2. TPs himself into the mid lane again, but I thought he might have been able to dive, get that kill on Not Me. And Not Me, Rain, both lucky to get away with their lives here in that bottom lane, it looks like.
Yeah, at least their lives this time, but none EXP for you, good sirs. The loss on that Wisdom Rune is really gonna hurt.
Oh yes, Clockwork is now level 5.5. The Dark Willow 5.25. So it is that hook shot. It's going to be on the board. Meanwhile, Morona 4 and a bit. Omni-Knight's only level 3, dude. I didn't even see this.
No, I did. I very much did. He looks, yeah, poverty-stricken, shall we say.
Yeah, and this could be so detrimental. Trying to move around, especially with the ganks coming out of the protection, you're not going to have that Guardian Angel early. You're only going to have the low-level repel on that one, level 1/1/1 in all 3 of your spells, your core spells. And Difference at least going to make a move towards this top lane. Is he going to be able to get on top of Nefrit? Nefrit is level 6, has that Stampede away. In fact, he's nearly even up the levels to this Timbersaw as well. And the Stomp, it's going to stop him. The Chakram just come through. That Whirling Chakram now as well. Stampede will be used. Where they're going to try and go for this one. They're going to try and look for the catch out onto Not Me. Not Me, one leap. Does he want to go for the other one? He will will be back underneath the tier 1 tower. But this is a good start. It's a really good start for Palianytsia.
This is everything they could have possibly wanted and or needed. Now, you are going to go into a phase here where, yeah, your Storm was ahead, you've applied some pressure with that, you're the king of this game, but the Doom does have level 6. If you show off any teleports on that Storm Spirit, for example, Doom will walk down your Lina, it's guaranteed.
Yeah. That's kind of the place where we see, I mean, the Lina already going to start on, and not going to be too far away, actually, to the Maelstrom, and then that's going to allow the rest of Palianytsia to make these, in fact, the difference is he's going to be caught out here. Going to try and do what he can. It's a lot of damage onto Moonlight. Moonlight has to back himself away, use those bottle charges, because he was coming in on not full health, full mana there anyway, after farming through the jungle, and Not Me is on the hunt, maybe just to try and disrupt this farm, but it's not going to be found out. Moonlight, he is going to be able to back himself away. He's going to be going to Adork. I really like this. Not only does it mean that the Moran is vulnerable, can't get these leaps off, the Omni Knight can't protect his teammates, Crystallize going to get back to that tier 2 tower, great move, and then move towards the top lane, maybe try and push down this tier 1 tower with the help of the Centaur.
I think that's the biggest deal for me here, is that Storm Spirit going for the rune shows off the entire dire rotation for this tower, means that Crystallize gets to get off scot-free in what could have easily caught him in a devastating pincer move, and instead he is on top where they, well, the fact that he didn't move out through the portal and this tower is only at half health, I thought for a second that maybe Woe would stay and invite the rest of his team to defend this top tower, but instead Palianytsia do their duty, clear out behind the tower and take it down.
Yeah, the Timbersaur is going to be able to get himself an AD run here as well, so he's going to be able to make some quick work of anyone that comes up to defend this tier 1 tower mid. Only level 7, the Doom comes out into the clockwork now, but the Stampede does get used. So the straight runaway, the clockwork, again, it's most of the way done already, this Doom, and he's down to only lost about a third of his health and might even be able to come back in. He's still got the hook shot. If his teammates come in to defend this one, got to be worried about the AD run coming out for the Timbersaur. The Timbersaur might just look to take the tower as the Dragon Tail comes out onto the Centaur, but can they go for more? Nephrit was that ball line, and I'm here at the jump in, and actually comes onto Rain. Rain, do they have the controls? Brambles will be out now. Purification, is it enough though? Rain trying to run himself away. The Repel is up as well. Blood Grenade comes out, but he will be able to get himself out. And this is where, again, the hero becomes a little bit of a pain in the arse this Omni Knight, because he can self-save like that. You know, he can run himself away, just stop all of the control coming through with that Repel as well, and you don't have the way to purge that off just yet on the side of Palianytsia.
No, it's going to take a while, and they took that chase on the Omni Knight over any possibility of defending their mid tower, so one move there, strategic win.
Yeah. It's, again, I think maybe not a quality difference, but again, just that experience difference between the two teams of, you know, maybe trying to, okay, we focus this down, we defend this, and yeah, one move, I mean, one move definitely warmed up today already. I mean, like you said, Palianytsia, though, they took down OG, so they're no slouches themselves.
Certainly not now. Clockwork and Storm. I'm gonna hook on this party. Oh yeah.
Brambles come in. It's going to be a long hook shot though coming through from, and they get the kill onto the Timbersaur. Can he go for more onto this one? Not Me going to try and get himself away. The double leap is going to be used here. Not Me doesn't have another one for another 40 seconds, and the Vortex drag back. They definitely have the kill in the bag. Moonlight, he's going to have another fantastic time here. Not too far away. In fact, I think that might be the first item out, first full item for the Orchid flying out to him, and yeah, he's going to be able to get himself out the Oblivion stuff.
That's already a lot of regen in the bank for him. I mean, 8 galvanized stacks right now as well. I realized that you used to get those basically off the bat, but I got nerfed because it was so strong, and now we're barely out of the laning stage and he's already up there. This man's having a hell of a game.
Yeah, that's one of those things as Storm Spirit you've got to be so careful of. It's like the old Bloodstone. Once you hit that 6, you know, you get the 3. You used to get 5, I think it was. You only get 3 now, and 1 death will take those away. So you do need to, once you hit that 6, I'm not saying you have to play defensively, but you have to know where you come into. You'll have knowledge of where everyone is when you come into that one, and not put yourself in an unnecessary risk, because those early galvanized stacks, they are more precious than gold for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think so, literally. There is no way that money is going to buy you this much mana regen. Plain and simple.
I suppose the nice thing is, even if you lose them, you get the base, is it like a base 0.1 or something like that permanently? So you don't lose everything, but you do lose, I think, 2/3 if you lose them. Okay, not me. Could be in trouble. Ace gets popped. Oh, perfect brambles once again. And the Vortex grab onto the leap. Not me, just not... I mean, always him. It feels like not having a great time here on this Mirana to start with 1 and 3 here. And this Storm Spirit just timed it like perfectly on both leaps to get the kills onto the Mirana.
And now with the 9th charge, I mean, he can just come back in and look for something else.
Yeah. Does need to be careful about the Doom, like you were talking about in the draft here, the Storm Spirit. He has to respect that they do have a Doom. Can't go all willy-nilly, like, jumping in without the information. But it does definitely help him with this early lead that he's got. And the Dragon Knight could be in danger here. Whoa, dive comes in. Tara's going to be using that armlet. Is he going to be able to toggle him off, or do they have the control? He hit Stomp, and it's going to be a lot of damage coming through. He's going to live through it just a little bit, the armlet. Is he going to be able to keep him alive here? Whoa, the hookshot comes in, but it's going to be onto QBFY. They still have the damage to take him down, though. This Dragon Knight, he was quietly having an okay game. Top of the net worth. He's got his armlet starting towards that Sanjin Yasha, but they say it's too quiet for the Dragon Knight. They go the interrupt and make it just a little bit more noisy for him.
Yep. And now with the Blink Dagger on the Centaur, I think a lot of other people are about to have a noisy time. Oh yeah, Crystallize is going to love this.
This is so big for Crystallize. These are quad stacks. I think there might have actually been a quint stack in that camp here for him. And yeah, he's just going to be able to sit back, long range, farm them up with the Maelstrom. No full Gletmir out, but not too far away from it here. Recipe-wise, he's going to be about 500 gold. In fact, I think this Ancient stack is going to get him the gold for that and a little bit more too.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have that finished, and that's where Alina really starts to kick in. Getting that extra control, getting to decide your own destiny if somebody jumps you and you can actually stop them off before these BKBs come out. That is a big deal for a hero that lacks natural control.
Yeah, and yeah. Got the gold. Just needs about 100 in fact, just less than 100 gold to be able to fully complete this Gletmir, and that Ancient stack still not complete. It's about halfway farmed here for him. Meanwhile, how's it looking on one move? Yeah, the Dragon Knight could be still top of the net worth, just barely. Centaur is catching up, but the Centaur again, not really checked in for him, but the Blade Mail's up, the Blink Dagger's up, he's got the triple braces going back for the Crimson Guard now as well. Centaur, again, absolutely running away with this game.
Yeah, Nefret has had some, yesterday as well, absolute insane game on a Beastmaster, top of the net worth over things like a Luna on the other side. And now the fact that he is currently taking over for a DK, should be serving as an illustration of how rough of a game this DK is actually having. Because there isn't really any hero that farms faster than the DK. I've been trying to convince T-Panda that the Luna farms just as fast, but honest to goodness, my heart's not really in it.
Oh, well, the hookshot comes out point blank there onto different. The Stampede will be used as well to get him out alive. A little bit longer on the Stampede cooldown, but not as much on the hookshot. So the hookshot going to be good to go in just under a minute. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Doom, he's still got his ultimate up. Went for the drums over a Blink Dagger. How much do you like this for the position 3 Doom?
It's exactly what you're implying here. I think this lineup could have done with a Blink Dagger, especially since you're not going to get to initiate all that much.
Yeah, the Doom comes out. Terrorize will be here, though. The Doom's not going to be able to get the chase down onto the Storm Spirit. Is it a level 2 Doom? It's still only a level 1. It's a lot of damage coming through from the Storm Spirit, but again, once that Doom stops, he has his bottle, will be able to regen up, and they get the kill onto Not Me. Can they go for more here? Onto Clockwork. He's not dead just yet. Okay, Chakram will finish the job, but they do get the kill now onto the Tim Sword. Drag back onto the Omni Knight. Omni Knight, what's he going to do? He was sounds off. He's got the Purification, but he doesn't actually have his life. Didn't pop that Guardian Angel on himself there either. The Repel wore off, and he was just at the mercy of Palianytsia.
Yeah, I think that either this Doom or this DK needs to get a Blink Dagger just to make sure that you can get the Doom on that Storm and somebody can follow up on that, or alternatively, you can actually stun him from a distance, because popping a Doom on the Storm is all well and good, but as you can see here, he just walks it off with the lack of control that you have. And this Timbersaw has to play so timid. He is so far behind on the net worth compared to where he wants to be, where he should be.
Yeah. And he's still 2 levels behind the Storm Spirit, even though he's had a bit of time away from the lane. Maybe Stark's made up for him as well. He's not caught up. He is going to be... I mean, the Storm Spirit's making full work of this. 405, making the jumps happen, going for gangs. I like this straight in for the Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, absolutely. I think he needed this early Orchid, but the Lincoln's next is just... Yeah, absolutely the best choice for here for Moonlight.
It makes you, I don't want to say immortal this game, because of course there are 2 abilities here that you would really love to counter, both the Doom as well as the Dragon Tail. But you're going the fact that either of them could be simply what kills you, and that you're just going to that there's not really any good other candidates to pop that Lincolns with, that feels real good.
Backlight dive, they're going to be able to get themselves on top of the Timbersaw once again. They're going to be able to go hook shot now as well onto, do they have the control? They do. They take down the Omni Knight, make sure he can't protect out onto the Timbersaw. Now they dive in, the Timbersaw's going to go down again. Moonlight Nefrit, get the kills on the board. Moonlight even has that regen room going as well. So he's going to be good to fight with the mana regen coming through, not only from the 17 galvanized stacks, but that regen rune there as well.
Yeah, and now Palianytsia moving so far forward that all of the aggressive vision that one move currently has in the Radiant jungle, not all that useful. It's going to take a while to push your waves back out, get into a position where you can maybe do something with us again. And by that point, it's almost nearly timed out. They're losing control of the map at a pretty crucial moment in this game.
Yeah, 19, coming up to the 20-minute mark here for Palianytsia, so other teams, when they have this control, you know, they want to go for that bottom tier 2, but the tier 1 tower hadn't been taken, so they can't go tier 2 into the enemy Tormentor here. In fact, Alina's going to be super careful. Smoke coming through. Do they have the damage to get onto Crystallize? Crystallize Motivators will come through. The Doom gets used here as well. They should be able to go. I mean, Crystallize still doing enough damage to get the Fear into Rain, so Rain has to back himself away. But again, overall, that's only the third kill coming out for one move. Yes, it's a decent chunk of gold, but for the most part, they're going to be a little bit annoyed that Alina did die there. You know, no protection, nothing to break the smokes, no support with them. But overall, it's one of those things that you kind of shrug your shoulders at this point in the game for Palianytsia and say, okay, it happened, we go next.
Yeah, this is not the kind of death that puts Alina at risk of falling behind in this game big time. But of course, it does buy time for one move where no aggressive actions are going to be coming their way. Center has the Crimson Guard up now again already.
They're going to make a move over onto the Doom. They know the ultimate is down now. The silence comes through. Terraz to be used as well. Do they have the Vortex control? They absolutely do. The arrow comes through, but surely they still get the kill onto this one. The Doom is going to get really darn low. Okay, they're going to try and go for a little bit more. You dive into the back lines. Stormtrooper's going to get really darn low. They get the kill. Moonlight, he is gone. That's his mega kill streak down. That's a little bit more of a detriment here to Palianytsia. And they're going to go all back lines here. Crystallize, he gets the kill into difference. So that might stop one move down, but I think maybe once that Guardian Angel comes out onto the Doom, once you don't get that initial kill, you maybe just back yourselves away. They go for even more, and they do lose that Storm Spirit. He's going to be down now. He's lost his gold down to 14 Galvanized stacks as well, and give up about 1,000 gold, I think, on that kill spree.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since I've said this, but I think that Vanguard really made a difference there.
Yeah.
Ooh. I feel like I'm spitting out some dust as I'm saying it.
I mean, when was the last time anyone said that? 2018, 2019?
Yeah, something like that. I think right now it's just a, step up that you need to get in order to get to that Crimson Guard, but Triple S is going to be rubbing his hands with glee.
Yeah, but they know spells have been used. Everybody's back up. Palianytsia gonna go straight into this Roshan pit, and with the damage coming out, Crystallize, even with just the Dragonlance Gleipnir here, you see how quickly they're gonna do this. And one move, they didn't stick around to ward it up. They didn't stick around for any information. They see it's gonna be the free Aegis coming out from the side of Palianytsia.
Yep, one move is completely not geared up in any way whatsoever to take fights into Palianytsia when they are established. When Alina has everybody around her, when they get the vision and the information because heroes are jumping into them, I don't see a good way for one move to take the fight. They're lacking blink daggers, they're lacking vision, they're lacking anybody tanky enough to just jump in like their life doesn't matter. The difference is still not there, and that's the guy that you really want to be doing that. So for now, as soon as Palianytsia is under your tower or at that Roche pit, I don't see anybody on one move saying, hey guys, let's go stop them.
Yeah, true. Well, we're going to go straight for the Daedalus after, it might be, is that the BKB?
That's where the problem starts.
Yeah, I mean, good. Brambles once again here. I was going to fly through. It's going to be off the mark, though. Whoa, he pops that BKB. Literally just got that one out. Pops it, and we'll be able to catch it up to anyone. So we went for the BKB, no blink. Going to go back for the Daedalus here, but whoa, that BKB is now down. Not a great first use, and no gap close here for the Dragon Knight, which might just cost him a little bit coming into this part of the game. He is going to be top of the net worth coming up to 14,000 gold. So you can see with the Dragonite, with the Doom, like you say, the fastest farmer on the map, maybe even in the game overall.
In the game, yeah. Right, he's got the Omni this time.
Okay, jump on the back lines. Can they get a kill onto the Omni Knight though? He is going to be silenced out. The Purification comes through. Do they have the damage to get the kill? They do take him down. Moonlight now out of mana. He's going to try and use what Lily has to get himself away from this one. Laguna Blade. It comes out onto the Doom. The back Dragon Line. He's going to move him through. Do they get the kill into Crystallize? Crystallize the cogs. It won't pull him down to the bottom. And it looks like they might just be able to get pop that Aegis. Do they get any more from it? They're going to be able to get this Lena once again, yeah. Storm Spirit's not going to be here to back him up. The Stampede's already been used as well. TP, it's not going to be enough. He will get 3-4 heroes from that. That's going to be quite nice for the side of one move. And again, what I was trying to say there, even though these fights go in the way of Palianytsia, net worth-wise, you've got the Doom, you've got these Dragonites, two incredibly fast farmers. The net worth, it's still, it was only a 1k advantage to Palianytsia before that fight. Now, 3k in favor of one move.
Yep, and here's where the tankiness really comes in, right? They need so much time to take down that Omni Knight from 2 heroes that the defenses around that Lena, not really what you want them to be, and her DPS, not really what's necessary right now to chew through any of the heroes assailing her. And this might stay like this for a while. Because as I said, set these battles, as long as Palianytsia is standing their ground, looks great. But if they're jumping the backlines, fracturing, is he going to steal it? Yeah, cracker.
Okay. And the AD rune comes out now from the Timbersaw. They're going to try and get, well, they will get the kill onto Cracker. It was a good move. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. He gets himself his own shard, being able to take that Tormentor away and makes it a 1-for-1 in terms of the 20-minute Tormentors here. So, Palianytsia, they've got a little bit of work to do in these mid to late, the mid-game fights, but still, these risks, it's kind of showing why they are winning these matches, that they're not afraid to make these risks happen and, yeah, get these maybe 10-1 and come out with the 1.
Yep, and the DK is gearing up to be exactly as big of a problem as any DK ever.
Yeah, there's going to be the Guardian Angel protection coming through from all, so the change targets now as well. The Doom onto the Centaur. The Centaur, there's a lot of control here at Storm Spirit. What's he going to be able to do here? Hookshot comes in. It's going to be 3 inside the cogs. Do they have the damage to get the kills though? They're going to focus down onto the Timbersaw first. Timbersaw though, he's going to be able to get that Timber Chain away. Triple S trying to run himself out now as well. And like you were talking about, that damage, it's becoming a factor here, trying to fight into these 3-4 tanky heroes on the side of one move.
That was, I think, 7 seconds of Alina laying into an enemy team completely unobstructed, and she didn't kill a single one of them. In fact, I don't think anybody got really down to half health. Difference, maybe close.
Yeah. And once that Dragonite, tanks are like, he's already got the Chrysalis on the board. He's going to be able to, he's 1,000 gold away, it looks like, from the full Daedalus. This is where this hero becomes incredibly scared. The amount of damage this hero puts out, he can rip through 2 or 3 heroes at a time.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the Centaur right there. The only reason that the Lena gets to live there is that those cogs are bespoke. And Cracker is a fantastic clockwork, and I mean, we're blessed that we get to see like a great demonstration, just like, hey, he's good, look at this Tormentor steal. But he's just, in general, in a lot of very subtle ways, already been really good with his cogs placement this game.
Yeah. And we'll see if he is going to be able to try and make the difference here as Palianytsia maybe going to be able to clock. There's going to be the dive into the Dragonite once again here. Backline dive comes through. The Crimson Guard, it will be here. Stampede gets used. They've got the lockdown into the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit takes a lot of damage from this one. Has to dive himself away, and now can he get himself back? I mean, again, is he out of gas already? Crystallize going to try and do what he can with the Hurricane Pike, push away. Moonlight having to use all of his mana to get that dive, and still, whoa, he tries to follow up the Dragon Tail. The Link Sphere will break that one. The LSA connects with a leap in. Not me. He's going to be able to get the kill point blank on Moonlight, and this is going to be another great pick of it again. The shard coming through from the Marana, the active part of the shard. Or soon the passive, I guess it is, because you just get it from the leap. Coming in clutch there to get the kill on the Storm Spirit. And now they're going to be able to make a move, one move, onto another tier 3 tower. And this time, they might just get it without a Storm Spirit being here.
Yeah, the amount of auras available, the amount of sheer HP available. I'm surprised that Palianytsia keeps trying to take these fights aggressively. They've had the exact same recipe for the past 3 fights. They've thrown Nefrit into the front lines, they put the Storm Spirit on the back lines, and then Nefrit dies and the Storm Spirit doesn't get anything done.
Yeah, and Cracker, for some reason on the back lines, will die to difference. I don't know what he was doing there, but now he isn't there anymore for another 38 seconds.
Trying to make the difference. Well, you're going to get a little bit of respite here, just because the Elder Dragon form is on CD, but this man has 5k HP and the Daedalus.
Yeah,
Get you a man that can do it all.
The repel coming through, and they say that just the amount of health he has, and the heals, then the repels, purifications, guardian angels. This is, like you say, maybe a little bit of a draft issue for Palianytsia, that they went for these two supports that have a lot of control but don't deal a lot of damage. Storm Spirit, again, great control. The Orchid, I think, he absolutely needs to go for that first, but again, the damage starts to fall off because he's not a real big right clicker. He doesn't have that burst damage in his kit. After dominating the lane, great, but isn't a solo kill hero as they get another kill onto Nefret. And yeah, again, the Centaur are kind of the same thing, and they're going to be able to get the drag back, maybe get a little bit of damage onto Difference, but Difference, BKB gets popped, he gets himself out now as well. Well, we're going to be able to get the Dragon Tail. Just the right clicks, look at the damage coming through on QBFY. Yeah, we didn't even really talk about the Soul Flare, the Doom just to secure that kill, but the Soul Flare, even the 80, the half attack speed, half damage coming through, this DK is just rubbing his hands together saying thank you very much.
Nothing really to do to stop this onslaught. Palianytsia, I can understand why they've been trying the same thing for a while now. It's because their lineup doesn't really do anything else.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to push your way out of this necessarily. I mean, maybe you could have spent the Storm on the side lane a little bit more, but truly, if this DK wants your towers, he's going to get them, and the only way to distract him is by throwing bodies on the pile.
Well, it's going to be another tier 2 tower without the bodies on the pile just yet here for Woe and his team. Triple S gets the credit for it. Do they want to go for more? Or are they going to try and step up this tier 3 tower? And they're doing this without an Aegis because they know the kill potential coming through now for Palianytsia. It's getting to the waning side. They aren't really the right clicks come through. This is even without the Crimson Guard being used here. Woe is just to be able to stand his ground, take these right clicks from Crystallize. LSA not going to get backlines are going to be the dive in here from the Clockwork. What can they do for this one? Again, the Link Sphere gets broken from the Storm, but again, he's used all of his health, has to dive himself out, and this is without a kill already. Triple S going to be able to stand his ground. Can they go for more? They take down the Dark Willow. QBFY, he's going to fall to Difference, and now they're going to dive. They're not even going to go for the racks. They're not even going to go for the tier 3 towers or the tier 4 towers. They want to rub this one in. Crystallize, though, he will be able to get himself away. The root comes through onto the Centaur, diving from the Storm Spirit. What can he do with this one? The Vortex comes back onto the Omni Knight, but again, Linky Sphere gets broke, and the Moonlight, he has to run himself away on low health without actually getting a kill from that. And it looks like this one, it is being ran by the side of one move. They had a really hard first 15-20 minutes. They hit the timings, and they well outpaced Palianytsia. Every it's just when I have to say it, when I can't think about it. It gets stuck in my... It's like I'm spitting feathers when I say it.
But you can take solace in the fact that they picked that name specifically for that reason. It's like... people who aren't Ukrainians can't pronounce this stuff. That's what you get. And of course, that is some really good looking bread.
Yeah. No, I can't get hungry yet. We've still got at least one more game to come. I can't.
All I wanted was a bit of bread. You know that song?
I do not.
I'll look it up. Get an earworm.
Well, going to be able to move himself. Look at how quickly he's doing this Roshan just solo here. The crit's coming through as well, but this Dragon Knight is an absolute menace. There's no way they let him keep all this damage here when they get to the next battle patch, because he is just one of the, if not the strongest hero in the game.
He is a unit, as we call him in the literature. An absolute unit. Absolutus unitus.
Yeah, and if you're... this is without the shard. This is without the Aghanim Scepter coming out here as well. That increases damage. The Wormwrath attack as well. This is just... A lot of teams started off going, okay, yeah, the Corrosive Dragon is the best one. You can play it mid. You kind of win that lane. And it falls off a little bit. But now, they're realizing, okay, the Cleave... I know the Cleave got buffed up from the start. It went from, 40%, 50%, 60% now. And you get the splash damage coming through from that as well. But yeah, the Fire Dragon is just... It is literally burning and terrorizing villages.
Alright, I love this from Palianytsia though. Keeping the honor to themselves. They're gonna do the only thing they can get to find that Omni Knight. They're gonna go down trying.
They're looking for it, but they might give up this tier 3 tower by the time they get in position for this one. The scan will be used here. but nobody can
Surely
see the difference on the back line.
Spidey
Seems to be smoked
senses.
up now too. Yeah, smoke breaks. They're going to be able to get themselves on top of the Omni Knight. Do they have enough for the kill now as well? Moonlight trying to get himself in, out, shaking it all about here. Do they get the kill? Cracker will go down, but they do take down Rain. Rain has that buyback. Crystallize, he has to get himself out, but the leap in from the Marana, and Crystallize will fall. The big thing is no BKB here. Went for the Hurricane Pike, tried to go for damage, and no Lina for 64 seconds. This is going to be mad as hell. They might just go tier 4s with this Dragon Form. They might just try and end the game right here, right now, with no Lina on the field for another 57 seconds. GG's going to be called. They know this one's over.
Over and done. And in a way, it feels like it's been over since they went for that Doom kill and he lives.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
everything after that has been the definition of insanity, with Palianytsia doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same unfavorable results. I think they could have extended their window a little bit by refusing to jump and instead just moving your Lina forward and taking a couple more towers, because there were absolutely no jumping implements in their opponents at all, right? They would have had to walk all those tanky heroes in under her DPS and then try to get something done while you actually get to jump with the storm. Like, this too would not have lasted. They would have always gotten this terrible damage hump of we have one DPS hero and they have 3 tanky cores. It's always going to be a problem, but I definitely think that there's also some missed read of this game going on here.
Yeah, it was a great start for them. Like you said, they just weren't able to keep up that momentum. So one move that's going to really boost their confidence, especially coming up after a loss, coming into this one, being, I think, about 5-10 minutes away from giving up the entire series and being able to pull it back to even with a chance to move through into the grand finals here. And then Palianytsia, they're going to be a little bit, I don't want to say, because they knew that potentially coming up, but they were one game away, just a single best of one from moving through to that grand final. So Palianytsia, they're going to have to reset. They're going to have to get themselves into a good position. But first, they're going to have 10 minutes to reset. So we're going to take a break. The teams are going to take a break. We'll see you for the final game right after this.
OneXBet and Eva Alfie present betting on all esports events on the website and in the OneXBet app. OneXBet. Play with Eva. The new OneXBet energy drink. So you don't have to limit yourself tonight with only one victory. You can bet on any game at OneXBet betting company. Dota 2, KS2, League of Legends, and many others. Big wins, fast payouts, reliable bookmaker. The new breakthrough and innovative phone with OneXBet app. With OneXBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.
Use your skills in the gaming. 1xBet.
Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet.
Respect.
From 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect from 1xBet. Respect.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty girl.
This is Eva.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Your dad's just making his favourite dinner. It's duck. Come on inside. They're all probably too gruesome to tell you while you're eating at the table. How's your food? Is everything okay? Good, good. You seem to know each other.
Yeah. This is the new ambassador for 1xBet.
Oh, I see.
Everyone felt good when Eva Elfie became the new ambassador of 1xBet.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the final game of the day here between, well, not only the final game of the day between, but just the final game of the day in general. One move and then always mess it up. Palianytsia, right? That's how we're saying it. Palianytsia. Okay, that's how. It's just, it's the last little bit. It always trips me up. You know, it's the Palin, that's fine. It's the Nitsia at the very end that gets me. But anyway, enough about that and my failures to be able to pronounce basic words. But one move versus Palianytsia coming in on this final game, and it is going to be now effectively down to, I mean, that last one was effectively down to a best of one as well, but this one, it is the final game. Whichever way this game goes, the winner goes through into the grand finals tomorrow's play up against Avalis. And if we get one move going through, I do believe Avalis lock in the LAN. They'll have more points than one move, even if one move finished first. But if Palianytsia go through, that's when things get interesting. I think they get interesting anyway. You might decide it with a coin flip. I don't know. But yes, they will be on. If they get first place tomorrow, they'll be on the exact same points as Avalis. If Avalis finished second, though, well, Avalis would finish second, and it would then be, I don't know, down to the admins. I don't know how the rule, are we going to do a 1v1 for that? We'll find out when our admins get back to us. But yeah, it will be very interesting to see who gets to go to the LAN and who's going to be left behind. But we first have to get through this final match. One move in that last game, bit of a slow start. They looked amazing coming through into the, 20 minutes onwards. You know, they were completely in control. And Palianytsia, they were just throwing their heads at a brick wall, trying to break it down, and it really didn't pay off for them. So Kip's coming through this way. How do you have to draft here in the second game, you know, in terms of being able to control it later than 20 minutes? Is it more damage? Is it more, you know, because it was just a single focus damage core, it felt like in that last game. Are you looking for something like maybe like the Wind Ranger that can do damage to more heroes at a time? Or you're like an offlaner that can do, you know, the Underlord coming through, or the Mars to come through for that there? You know, what do they have to do in the second game, third game, technically?
I mean, there's several different solutions, right? My mind immediately went to getting yourself a POS 4 that could actually deal damage if you're looking at bringing just a single DPS core up with Delina. Like, you need some reinforcement there. You could do with a sniper, a hoodwink, you know, the enemy side that picked up the Marana. That is one of the possible solutions that you can get. And then the other would have been, just 2 cores that can both have long duration DPS during these fights, because of course the storm gets there eventually, but you need level 25 to do it. and really in that game they were absolutely never ever going to get there. Simply not enough time.
No, and we'll see if it is. I mean, they have that first pick. They could go, yeah, straight into that sniper, like you say. Can either be the mid, can be the pause 4, damage dealer all around, no matter which way it goes. So this lets them flex, but it also means that straight away they have damage in their lineup here for them, and that's just the first pick. The Tusk is going to be that reply here from one move, so can get on top of the snowball, offers the protection, can save from the assassinate. But if he's dead, I mean, the Ice Shard's a good catch up there as well. If you can catch someone out with Ice Shards, you can set up for a kill. But yeah, you can, as a sniper, wait out the snowball and then get the assassinate afterwards. And again, doesn't have to be that 2, can be the 4 to come through from Palianytsia as well.
Could be, yeah. And of course, with the way that you ban there's Palianytsia, you do give away the Tusk. But I think that taking both the Doom as well as the Omni Knight out here was the sensible thing to do. Because, yeah, maybe the Doom wasn't that big of a problem in the end as, like, the ability. But it does mean that if you want to run, say, DPS supports that are just going to have to sit there or that are reliant on their own abilities, like a grenade to get out of harm's way, that Doom does need to be off the field first. So yeah. I think it's a solid ban. And then, of course, we saw how much trouble Palianytsia had to go through to get that Omni-Knight and how many, many times they failed. So that's a great ban.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing, right? The backline dive coming through, and every time we saw Moonlight dive towards the backline, and he was like, okay, I'm out of health. I've got to leave. You know, I'm out of near enough out of mana. So, and the Omni Knight was still living, like you say, even with that Orchid coming through, and he was the tool to take down that Omni Knight, and it just didn't work for him there. So, yeah, taking out the Omni Knight, taking out the Doom, really do like that one. And the puck goes here as well as the Centaur. So, Palianytsia maybe looking to take out all of the control heroes a lot of the control heroes are already being taken away by them. On the other side, one move, what else do they want to be removing here? Do they think it is going to be they take out the Kunkka, which, okay, and the Luna comes out straight away. Again, really strong, incredibly strong hero. A lot of damage coming through here. Palianytsia, I wonder if they respond, maybe not with an early Morphlin, but before the next set of bans come through, maybe get that Morphlin on the board. You steal that Luna form, you do a lot of damage through yourself. You get to steal the glaives as well as the Moon Strike or the Moon Shield, depending on which one gets picked up. So yeah, we'll see what they want to answer back with.
Let's see, indeed, because so far the Luna seems to have won most of these confrontations with the Morphling through sheer force of farming power. The other option that is still on the board is the DK. As I said during the previous game, the DK does beat the Luna in farming speed. It can go 50-50 if the Luna is doing really well, and if the DK is a little bit squeezed in. Sometimes you just have these phenomenal Luna players that know the farming patterns so well that they can stay ahead, but usually it's a DK.
Yeah, I think the only player I trust with, like, it's like, okay, you have to farm for your life, you know, for your team's life. It's like, the only player I'd really look at for that is K1 Hector, and he's taking a break. You know, he's decided, you know, he's going to refine that farming pattern and come back a little bit stronger. But they actually get the Bristle back on board
really early too.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Stop man. Okay.
Interesting. So the Luna does suffer a lot with the Bristleback, right? Eclipse is very much going to bite you in the butt if you're up first to Bristle. Yeah. You're going to be killing yourself. There's nothing she can do against that, really. Luna's problem is, roughly spoken, her HP pool. And normally she makes up for that by dealing enough damage against her enemies, and especially by bursting down anybody close to her, making them back off in the middle of the fight with the Eclipse. Bristleback loves the Eclipse. He loves to take a tranquil little bath in there and spray everybody in his quills. So this is definitely a decent answer, but of course Luna is one of those heroes that might just end up buying a Shadow Blade and then a Silver Edge later on. That is absolutely not unheard of.
Yeah, and this does allow, if they want to, on the side of one move, go for maybe something like the Hoodwink here. They're actually going to go for the Visage. This is such a deadly combination with the Tusk in the lane as well. You're going to watch those towers. Once the 6 comes out for the Visage, once that Drunken Brawler, the Drinking Buddies comes out as well, you can pop that onto one of the Familiars. These towers are going to disappear. I'm surprised that Palianytsia didn't think about this combo when they were looking at the bans, but maybe, again, they've not seen it recently, it's just slipped their mind. But a really good the Marcy as well. If the Marcy picks up the Bodyguard, you put the Drinking Buddies, you have the Bodyguard coming through as well onto one of the Familiars. These towers really will just disappear. So
No, and at the same time, of course, that Visage is going to be buying all the auras to keep that Luna alive, and the Marcy now as well. The amount of saves for this Luna, the amount of delay that one move have access to, pretty exceptional.
Oh yeah, and this, it all builds. I mean, I think early on it builds around the Visage that's going to create space for the Luna. The Luna's going to be able to find that farm. You like say, you're going to be able to maybe try and find that flash farm uninterrupted, take a lot of pressure off the safe lane, and then come out 15-20 minutes and say, I'm not saying she won't get involved in the fights anyway, but especially because the new build seems to be, you don't go for any points in your W, you just split between the Q and Yi. You know, your Lucent Beam as well as your Bouncing Glaive. You are going to be able to get aggressive very early on with that, the Eclipse coming out, and do a lot of damage with that as well. They go back for the Mirana, so I wonder if this is all three cores on the board already. They can keep them flex, but the Mirana one, Bristleback off, and the Sniper mid. We'll see how they want to play this on the side. But yeah, one move, looking for, I think, a mid laner to come out, maybe to respond to the Sniper.
Yeah, you could go with the Storm Spirit here. I think the lack of control in Palianytsia very clear right now. Would have suggested something like the Puck, but Palianytsia has been very diligent in getting that hero out of the hands of Difference. And yeah, agreed. I mean, we talked about how vulnerable the Mirana was last game, but you can definitely say the same about a Snapfire, and of course that Sniper, very juicy target as well. So anybody with the ability to clear the distance, if the Storm gets out, you could still think about Earth Spirit, for example, would feel really good in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the final is. They ban out the Clockwork, so yeah, maybe they are thinking this is going to be the position 1. I mean, you already have that Snapfire on board. You don't usually see that as the 5, so it looks like it is going to be that position 1 Mirana. You're looking for another support here for the side of... And what's actually left that they could potentially pick up? There's the Treant, I guess, if they want another big body to stick in front of the Mirana. And then after that, you get a little bit off the rails. You know, you could go for, if you want the body, there's a Pudge. You've got the Spirit Breaker there as well. But there's not a lot left that I'd say effectively frontline heroes are going to be able to protect the Mirana in the lane.
No, for the frontliners is... I mean, Clockwork just got removed.
Yeah.
That would have been my pick. One move, reading that one very easily.
Unless you put this Bristleback Snapfire as a lane and you put them around a 4 and maybe go back for something like the Mars here.
One move is hedging that bet. I do very much like the Mars versus the Luna. The amount of usage you can get out of just simply locking her out of the arena, that's a position where she really does not want to pop her BKB because, you know, there's no threat to her. I would be wasting it, but at the same time, with no DPS dealt during that window either.
Yeah, that is pretty odd. They could go for, the Mars, to me, if they want an offlaner or the Underlord, you get the Pit of Mars sets up for the Arrow. That's extra lockdown. It means they're going to be stuck in the Firestorm. They're going to ban out the Timsaur. I don't mind that ban in case it's going to be... Because again, the Timsaur, not the greatest start, but once it started to pick up in the mid lane, got the ball rolling there, it did really well. And the Sniper, one of those heroes that is vulnerable. Once the 2 points of the Timber Chain is out in mid, once that Chakram comes through as well, Sniper, no way to get away from it before the Hurricane Pike, before that Concussive Grenade. So, yeah, really nice ban here from Palianytsia. They do go for the Jakiro.
All right. I mean, presumably... a support here for a safe lane Mirana.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. But could always do something funky like the Bristle 1, the Mirana off with the Snapfire.
Yeah. The Mirana support for a core Jakiro, question mark?
I don't think we've gone, the meta isn't that big brain yet, but
No.
I long for the day when we see that core Jakiro. It's usually the mid Jakiro, right? And you focus on the liquid fire, but they go for a dazzle here. Okay. So which way around are the cores here? Moonlight is going to be in the mid lane. Yeah, Crystallize on the Mirana, Nefret on the off lane with that Bristleback. So the Sniper up against the Dazzle in the mid lane. Have you seen this at all? Do you have any experience with how this lane's going to go?
I do not. I imagine that it's going to be decently hard for Moonlight, just because if you do go for the Shrapnel talent here, the scatter shot, as we see a lot, if you spend all of that, and normally you want to spend that ideally on harassing the enemy hero, but you're up first to range, you can definitely work around that. And then on top of that, Dazzle is going to shove the wave into you. You're not good at countering this unless you're willing to spend your shrapnel charges pushing the wave back out. That is not your highest possible efficiency for that ability.
It looks like Moonlight is actually going to go for the scatter shot. He's not changed off to the ghillie suit just yet. So maybe thinking that with the shallow grave coming through, he'd really rather have the scatter shot, that 1 second duration, the burst damage. It's not as much damage and slow over the 10 seconds, but it is, listen, it's going to be the scatter shot here for the sniper.
Yeah, no, very much counting on that. It's interesting how that's gone, because I wasn't casting during the point where everybody was doing ghillie suit, so all I've seen is scatter shot. Casters telling me that it was going to be ghillie suit, but snipers actually picking scatter shot. And
yeah, I
so
think
not a surprise to me.
Up until pretty much now, actually, I've not seen a mid sniper go for the scatter shot. But again, maybe he thinks it's going to be good up against the shallow grave. But yeah, for the most part, every sniper I've seen that's been caught has been the ghillie suit, purely because you don't get as it's quicker on the damage and the slow. Only again 1 second duration, but it doesn't do as much as the full 10-second duration, which you want.
It's about the burst potential.
Yeah, exactly, and doesn't really need that for the mid lane. So it is interesting he's gone for that, maybe purely as a choice up against the Dazzle.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's in play here, because all of the snipers I've seen, mid snipers, have been the scatter shot. I think it has to do with the fact that these mid snipers are often expected to make moves early, and not necessarily like set the tempo or anything, but they are required to do more than just sit there and go pew pew. They are actually required to move somewhere and create some situations, or at the very least TP in and contribute. And I do think that the faster damage of the scatter shot gives you the ability to focus fire heroes down early on when extra damage is really necessary.
I suppose that's the thing with the side of Palianytsia. Their anchor point is that ice path and the arrow, and nothing reliable that's going to keep heroes locked down inside that shrapnel for a long period of time. So yeah, okay, dual breath is to be used here early on. Do they want to try and chase this one with the two supports? They don't. They are going to be able to get the D-ward out. So yeah, being able to get, like say, that burst damage, it is going to be more reliable for the sniper overall. And yeah, with those rotations as well, that it is going to be interesting to see how they play these fights, because there is a little bit more with the ice shards coming through, with the dispose coming back. One move do get to control an area, whereas it feels like Palianytsia, it's going to be around the fight. They've got to be in and out, and they've got to be in and out. They've got to be, they can't commit to one area and get locked down like that.
No, it's really just the Jakiro, and especially what's lacking here for them as well is their jump, and I think that's one of the things that this Dazzle pick is reacting to. Palianytsia are mostly going to be walking in and out, as you said. It's going to be very hard for them to, run in, get a Dazzle, or run in, get, burst down the Luna before anybody can react. That's absolutely not happening. And his Dazzle in the long fights versus the Bristleback is going to output so much healing.
Well, we'll see here as Difference trying to get himself away, but those scatter shots still coming through here onto the Dazzle in the mid lane. You see how much damage it is going to do. And all the spells are on cooldown, but Nefrit in the bottom lane. They get the damage out, going to be able to get the kill. They did get low on Reyna as well, but not enough to kill them off. And again, good start for one move. Getting that first one, especially up against a Bristleback here on the board.
Nefrit previously for Palianytsia played a really good Bristle game, able to take the tower basically on his own strength.
Well, Moonlight in the mid lane here, this Poison Touch, it will be enough in the scatter shot. With the Shrapnel, it's not enough to get the kill right back onto Difference. So Difference, the tip's being dropped here. Yeah, that Poison Touch doing a lot of work on the Sniper, and the Sniper, again, he doesn't have a lot of mobility. He's not a puck. He has no jump away. He has to rely on those items that come out a bit later.
And these days, we also do not take any points in the take aim.
No.
Which means that him and the Dazzle are pretty much equally ranged.
And let's see, Cracker in the top lane here. Is he going to be chased down? Is this going to be a kill on all three lanes? It is. As one move, well, the leap comes through here. They're going to try and get the revenge onto Triple S. Triple S, though, what can he do? Crystallize. Even the neutrals getting involved onto the Mirana herself. So not me. jumping in with his neutral buddies there, trying to get the harass out. But Crystallize will be able to get the leap out, get those heals, and just move himself away to safety.
Crystallized Mirana can be a treat and a threat very much. This man not afraid to move early, not afraid to, once he's got the mana boots up and the points in the Starstorm, to try and see if he can leverage that anywhere on the map. So yeah, he might have some walking around to do, but this is also not a man who's afraid of doing that.
No, not at all. And again, it came out of nowhere, yo. I don't think maybe teams were screaming with it, but I just saw this Mirana call one day. I was like, I'm not really a fan of that. You know, it's you know, there's a reason that we aren't seeing the Mirana calls, and then it won, and then all of a sudden, no joke, every team was playing it. And, you know, everybody was running it, and I was like, oh well, okay, maybe they're running it in scrims, maybe it is good.
Yeah, there's been a ton of carry players who have wanted Core Mirana to be a thing for the longest time, just because her agi growth is so insane.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's definitely also. Sometimes heroes take a long time to get invoked just because the carry players haven't really been trying to make it work yet, but everybody's wanted Mirana core to be a thing.
Yeah, I think the big thing was that people were trying to play her as a mid laner when she was actually a carry. That's how that one was actually supposed to pan out here. As Crystallized, well, even as a carry, you are at risk, and not me going to try and trade off throw a lot of harass, but there will be the dual breath coming through. Not me are off the mark here. Can he get maybe a leap into the Starstorm to get that damage off, get the kill onto the Tusk? No, Tusk has that Fairy Fire, gonna live a little bit longer, moving himself out. The second dual breath is enough for the kill. The drinking buddies come through. It's gonna have even more heals now as well. Crystallized, sure, he doesn't want to step up into this one, and look at this, the turnaround of the Cracker loses most of his life. He gets that salve, but the damage still comes through from Triple S. Triple S, he's going to be able to get the kill, takes down Cracker. Now turns it around onto Crystallized. Crystallized, does he want to look for the trade? Is the damage enough? It absolutely is. But he really didn't want to lose the Jakiro there first.
And Crystallized's life right now is just, he doesn't even get the last hit. He's just hitting heroes until they fall over, flying in a salve with the new money, hitting heroes until they fall over, flying in a salve with the new money.
That's where I know I'd fall apart a little bit in the lane. I'd be like, no, it's support's job. Bring me a tango, please. I need it. You know, I need my gold for damage items. That's bottom lane. They're going to go on Nefrit once again. Nefrit going to be out of mana here, and Sniper's TPing himself in. Woe's going to go for the TP out. Do they have anything to interrupt this one? The cookie! It connected! They get the kill last half a second there, and Woe, he will go down.
Overstepped with 4 stacks on him already. That's... yeah.
I genuinely didn't think the cookie... I thought he was going to get the TP out. I was like, there's no way he's there in time. QBFY, he's waited a little too long. And now the Scatter Blast out into difference as well. Do they have enough to get the kill? They do. He doesn't have the shallow grave. He just straight up disappears under the barrage of modern technology.
Oh yeah, these two keen with their guns? How dare they, honestly.
Yeah, Blood Grenade comes out, not me. Can he get the damage out? The Ice Shards will be here, but Cracker turns it around, gets the counter crystallize once again. This is just his life from now on. He's going to be sitting on a quarter of his life at maximum, this Mirana. He's just going to have to accept that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, where's that next salve flying? Not this time. Not this time.
Rain could be in a little bit of trouble though. Gets that dive in, and the arrow, it will connect onto the Visage. Can they go for more? The cookie? They have the control, they have the kill. And now it's going to be Rain's job to try and run himself away. But, oh, Snowball dragged himself in closer. Do they have that Starstorm? Not for another 4 seconds. The leap away, not for another second. He gets the kill before he goes down. Well, at least he's going to come back full health, full mana. His suffering is finally over on Crystallize.
Yeah, finally over, and he's got the mana boot. So as far as the Mirana is concerned, mana boots up plus 3 points in the Starstorm. She is ready to move. She is ready to go into the jungle. So she's only going to come back top if she thinks that she's going to continue to get out on top.
Do you...
The answer is yes.
Yeah, move back into that. I was just going to think that because, yeah, the Visage is getting close to this 6. He's level 5 now, on the dot, level 5, so it's not as close as I thought it was, but those familiars are going to start to come out. They're going to start to do the damage to the tower. So how much effort do you put into defend this tier 1 as opposed to moving in, you know, trying to find the jungle path?
In general, the guideline is that it takes quite a while for you to farm faster in the jungle than through lane creeps, because the lane creeps are just worth so much more and have a lot less HP.
They're going to try and make a move here. Did the Scatter Blast connect? They're going to try and move down, but it looks like they won't be able to find anyone. So Are you...
Ooh, 80 rune on that Dazzle. Run.
Just move yourself back. 4 heroes up here. They have the engagement. There's going to be the arrow coming through onto Rain, so he's not going to be able to get the leap in. Look at the damage coming through. Actually, the Charlotte's doing a lot. The Assassinate comes through. Snowball picks him up. The Assassinate should still be able to get cast. And is he going to be enough damage to get the kill? They take down Difference, and now they can go for more. If they get anybody else low, Notme's going to try and move himself away, but everybody from the side of Palianytsia, they are here. They get the kill onto QBFY. That's going to be the Eclipse being used here. Moonlight Assassinate onto Rain, and it's going to be another refresh coming through, but he doesn't have the mana for a third cast on that Assassinate. He doesn't have the health for it to stick around this fight now as well, so the Keenfolk has to back himself away, as he already lost the Grand Mark. They lose the Sniper now as well. Triple S, low on health, but no follow-up from the Ice Path. Good fight coming through from the side of Palianytsia.
Oh my goodness. And one move did most of the damage to themselves because they walked straight into the Sniper, losing every single one of those shrapnel charges. Did you see their HP melt? Just 3 heroes. And the worst part is that, yeah, you can snowball dodge that if you have the Wherewithal, but if he didn't drop all of his shrapnel charges, you're still going to be on top of each other when you come out of it.
Yeah, that was one of the things. I looked, they were all full health. I blinked, they were all at no health and running away.
Yeah.
Quite literally, 3 seconds. I blinked for a long time. Don't judge me. But over the course of 3 seconds, like I said, because he was so grouped up, that shrapnel so effective. The familiars are up now, so we'll see how much they defend this tier 1 tower. And even if it does go down, it just means that the lane will push into that tier 2. It might make it even easier for Chris. Take the risk off, because one move at this point in the game really going to dive tier 2 tower. I mean, one move might, I don't know, but most teams, they take that tier 1 tower and then they leave the lane. So it does push in, leave the carry to have the easier access to both the jungle as well as that lane farm. And we'll see if that's what one move want to do.
I think you hold up here for as long as possible, though. See if Nefrit can't get that bottom tower down.
Yeah.
And then make use out of the fact that you're going to have more control over the map for all. Yeah, here's that crystallized rotation.
Yeah, they're going to try and come down to this one. The arrow, who's it going to connect to? It does hit onto the Luna in the end, but there's no follow-up here. Like you said, just maybe trying to buy some space and time for Nefrit to take this tier 1 tower. Even the sniper rotating down here. Everybody is down from the side of Planet. I keep forgetting it. It keeps getting stuck when I have to think about it. As the dive comes in onto the Marcy could be in trouble. The Stram will come through as well. Look at all this damage here. It should be Sniper. He will. Even without the Assassinate. Quick burst coming through. And they get themselves another kill. And
now the Visage.
They're going to be able to go top lane. Do they want to try and defend this one? This tier 1 tower on the top. It's not gone down just yet. The Shrapnel comes up. Cracker gets the kill. Snowball. It's only been there for so long. Walrus Punch does come through. The Morty Kisses have been dropped. And then so has Not Me.
All of the familiars down as well, and this is such a win for Palianytsia, getting both that bottom tower as well as now defending their top for another round. This is going to fall immediately, don't get me wrong, but the fact that you get to clean up the Visage, get to slow him down a little bit more, get all of the EXP out of his coffers, it feels good. Palianytsia doing everything right now.
And you've got the Bristleback still farming out as well. How's Well looking net worth-wise? It's not looking too bad for him, but he is going to be behind that Mirana. The Mirana going towards the Gleipnir now as well, so we'll be able to carry on getting that farm speed out. If you're looking at this from the side of one move, you take this tier 1 tower, are you then happy to sit back and farm out because the Dazzle looks like going towards the Ag Scepter, or do you need to get aggressive? Do you need to get some more kills back on the board here?
I think, unfortunately, it's mostly going to be you playing chess with where you put that Visage, because you still do have 2 other tier 1 towers to threaten, and your Dazzle might want to sit behind you from time to time, but he doesn't truly want to get involved, and your Luna surely only wants to peep in to drop an Eclipse now and then. So, yeah, your options are limited right now, and if Palianytsia continues to press the issue, which they are doing right now, you're going to lose out on some farm differential here for sure.
Yeah, you can see the smoke coming out here from the side of one move, and Palianytsia, do they kind of match this one? I mean, I'm not sure if you know what's happening, but they're going to be able to maybe break the smoke. No, okay, they don't go as far. Sniper could be at risk here, whereas that jump in the Marcy, he does move himself away, but the Marcy, does he want to go? It's going to be the dive coming through now, the Eclipse being used, and yeah, Mula gets pulled back to his death. This is... again, all heroes missing off the map. You can maybe say, okay, they're farming in the jungle, but they do have a really deep ward Radiant jungle. I'm surprised that they didn't group up on Palianytsia and just say, okay, we're circling the wagons, I'm going to play it safe, and giving up the sniper like that.
I'm not sure, but I imagine the reason that they didn't was because they saw the visage, and they made the exact same assumption that I did, that all action was going to come through the visage for now. So
Well,
as long as you see him, you're safe.
yeah.
No.
You know what they say about assuming.
It makes an ass out of you and me.
And we'll move. Are they going to be re-engaged on here? Cracker's going to move through, but he doesn't get that ice path off in time. Shrapnel not going to land either. So they will be able to back themselves away. Do they want to try and re-engage? They'll maybe turn this around. Nope. The Tusk is coming forwards, but not committing to anything here. Nefret's going to step up to that tier 1 tower. How far away from Nefret is he from that Crimson Guard? Just the recipe here. So still about 500 gold, but that's going to be a fairly quick pickup for the Bristleback. Even though it's his first item, yeah, it's going to be a really big boost for the side of Palianytsia.
Oh, versus the Luna, versus the Visage familiars here. Absolutely crucial. And honestly, a lot of Bristlebacks go back for the pipe after this one. I'm not sure if you want to do that this game. I'm wondering if you don't want to go into... Lotus Orb doesn't feel good this game. It would be so early for AC, but I desperately want to see armor on Nefret.
Would you go back to a Shivas then? If you maybe not the AC, but I mean, I suppose the AC is going to help his teammates out, but... Would the aura build-up on the Shivas be more beneficial, do you think?
Yeah, like the problem with that is, of course, that normally you only want to start getting into that when the Luna really threatens to get too much out of her lifesteal. But you know what? She does rely on the Master of Madness since the very beginning, so maybe that is I think that's the best option if he does want to go for the aura armor. And there is the minus armor of that Dazzle to think about.
Oh, fine. It's actually with the Shard next for the Bristleback, so maybe it's going to go back into... You'll get a little bit more core build-up, go into that Ag Scepter after the Shard here as well. Maybe Bloodstone might be the build to keep that sustain going here for the Bristleback, but for the most part, that is a big amount of gold that he's going to have to kind of get behind him to get towards if he's going to go towards that core Bristleback. So yeah, maybe he just gets the Shard out and goes towards those auras. How's it looking overall? Going to be the Luna back on top of the farm here. Marana not too far behind. The Bristleback, okay, they're going to be able to go. Did they get the kill? It's going to be a quick one there for it. You don't see Bristlebacks disappear like that this far in the game.
No, and I was talking about how he likes to bathe in the Eclipse now and then, but that's when he's got his back turned, and you don't get to turn around at all when you're in the air from a Walrus Punch.
If you're Walrus punched up and you're doing the little backwards flips, do you even have a back there? Do you take full damage from every single angle, or? I don't know.
They'll be hitting you from below, and your belly is exposed. I imagine.
Like
I imagine your butt having the most momentum and sort of like overtaking your head as you flip up.
Well, that's one of those questions that I know it sounds like a silly one to ask, but genuinely, do you just lose the back protection from that? As they do get another kill into QBFY.
I think it strictly sees your rotation in the flat plane.
Right. Okay. I mean, like, is he going to be able to sustain himself through this one, though? I mean, there's 3 heroes caught out. No, he's not, but he might be able to help his teammates now. There's going to be the Shardgrave coming through. Difference. Going to try and do the kind of damage coming through onto Not Me now as well. Not me! Definitely you this time, bud. As he take it 2 for 2, but don't only lose 2 supports for that mid-sniper as well as a Snapfire. And again, one move. Going to be more than happy with that trade. And not going to be too bad on the other side as well, because you get 2 kills on the board and you were a little bit behind, so anything to even yourself up net worth-wise as well.
Yep, that is the full Gleipnir finished for Crystallize. That's going to feel really good for him, but losing the Sniper again is a bit of a bother. And Difference now with this Aghanim Scepter fully ready to step up to the plate.
Yeah, it is with the Gleipnir for the Sniper, but I don't know how much I like this over going back for a Dragonlance Hurricane Pike. Especially with any other game, I'd be fine with the Gleipnir, but with the Tusk being in the game, with the Master being in the game, I think you do want either the Concussive Grenade or that Hurricane Pike very early on, and looks like he's going to go for neither here.
No, because otherwise all of the displacement is on the enemy side, and you have no tools to reset your positioning with. All you have is a potential cookie from the Snapfire, but it means that you need to turn around. we've already seen the issues with having to turn around in this game.
Yeah, as Rain might be cut out of position here. Do they have the damage to get the kill onto the Marcy? The Marcy looking for somebody to jump off, but his teammates aren't close, so really good start. Moonlight does get the pick. Now the Ice Path, can he go into the Tusk as well? Tusk going to be locked down a little bit longer. Multi kisses, he does get that Drinking Buddy to get himself away, but they do get the Glimmer locked down as well. Onto the Visage, the Snowball, it means not means going to live a little bit longer now, but eventually will go down to Crystallize. Can they get more from this one? Triple S has to go by that tier 1 tower, is still up. Summon on the Familiars though, so that's... Even though he didn't die, it's a bit of a cost for the Visage, and they might just be able to go into the Roach Pit from this on the setup. The Dire, yeah.
That is a little bit of a risky call. I guess there's no Familiars on the Visage, which, you can kill the Familiars on the Visage now, and he would be completely without. But on the other hand, if the Luna wants to TP over, if she's feeling frisky, you don't know about that, this Roshi is very much contestable with an Eclipse.
Well, Palianytsia here with this Aegis. Again, what tier is it? Just tier 2s here, just tier 2 towers up. I mean, they've got themselves 5 minutes on this now. Big boost in terms of maybe they're taking the threat level of one move down, because one move they do feel like they, even if they've not paid off, they were the ones making the moves for the past couple of minutes. So this might just try and buy them a bit of space on the side of Palianytsia.
It does, and if you look at the vision situation here, you can also see exactly why Palianytsia isn't exactly storming forward. They see nothing on this map right now. They have one ward on top that helped them out with getting that Roche, but at the moment, not in their own jungle, not in the enemy jungle. You're seeing absolutely nothing, and the Luna has a full Manta Style now coming up to you through that darkness.
Okay, they're going to be able to take him down, and QBFY. Yeah, I was talking about how much space this might buy them the stages, but no. One move is just like, you know what? We're not going to slow down. We're going to still try and kick your ass.
They very much got with the Marcy as well as the Dust, they very much get to choose who is in these fights and who is out of it. Especially the fact that this Tusk can just decide, like, actually, no, I'm half screen further away. As as I saw demonstrated right there. We weren't watching the top tower go down. That's okay. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. He can be all the way in front, risking his life, and then say, actually, we're drinking somewhere else tonight.
Yeah, I like this. There's no way this spell doesn't get nerfed or changed or just straight up removed.
It's
been
ridiculous for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so damn strong. And it's just, like you say, it's just a pure displacement on it. The fact that you get the choice of, am I going to drag my teammate out of danger? Am I just going to be able to jump myself out of danger? Like, I think if it didn't have the toggle on it, as Crystallized does get picked off, if it didn't have the toggle, it'd be way better. But the fact that you get to choose, it just makes it a little bit too strong.
Why and how was he there? Didn't he have an Aegis in his bloody pocket? How is he dead twice?
I think he was dead twice, yeah. As they get the kill onto Nefrit, it's going to be another Walrus Punch coming through. Can they get the kill? Nefrit's going to try and back himself up. Backlines now as well. You've got Woe moving in. Ice Path will connect though, but Woe, will he live through this one? It's a lot of damage, and he will. Takes down Nefrit. They might be able to move for more. Cracker's going to go for the TP. QBFY shows in the lane. Maybe just trying to buy time for his other two players to get out alive here. But QBFY could be in a lot of trouble in the Snapfire.
I'm just having such a hard time picturing how that happened, dude.
I don't know, because, yeah, I heard the Aegis respawn sound. I was like, oh, he's going to come back into this fight. And all of a sudden, he's dead twice. The Aegis animation might have played after the second respawn, and just because the camera wasn't on there. So, yeah, Crystal is dying twice in about as long as it takes to respawn on that Aegis.
Yeah, and that is... He was so far away from the rest of his team.
I genuinely don't know. It's not even like he was on the die side of the map, like you say, that he was just separated because he was looking for farm. He was on the Radiant Triangle, closer to the lane than he was to the steps away. Well, closer to the lane.
Yeah. I don't know. Failed attempt at a pincer movement?
Maybe.
Radiant are scanning.
So.
Well, at any rate, he's got a slot for his branch now.
Woo! No, the BKB is going to be a massive pickup on the Mirana, just to, even if you do get caught out without any leaps, being able to get away with that, instead of being locked down and dying, it's going to be the big difference maker here, maybe for just the Mirana to be able to get in and out of these fights. And Palianytsia, yeah, it is going to be like you talked about the Shadow Blade. It's straight into that Silver Edge here for the Luna. No BKB just wants to be able to deal with Nefrit as soon as possible in these fights.
Yeah, let's face it. How much is there to BKB in this game exactly?
True. Arrow, Ice
Like-
Path, Cookie, Dual Breath.
Yeah, they'd have to get you in the ice path and make you stand still in the macro fire. That is,
Yeah.
that's it. But the amount of disables that are actually going to be able to reach you, especially the ones that the Tusk cannot save you from, like, that is the way that I have seen these Luna Tusks dying. It's when the Tusks forget that you're a saving support now, not an aggressive one, and they snowball in. That is one of the biggest misplays you can see a Tusk make these days, which feels really sad, actually.
As Palianytsia, I think they lose the tier 2. Again, they don't have the safety blanket now of the Aegis, and the Luna gonna be 4,000 gold above this Marauder. This is where the hero starts to get scary. That if you can, especially with the illusions pushing in here, if you can break that tier 3, all of a sudden your base and all the heroes inside of the bouncing glaives range do come at risk. And this is what I was talking about as well with the build-up. Not even going to go for a point in the lunar orbit, just purely stats. You get your talents up as well. You completely ignore this skill until you have nothing left to skill up.
She's going to run straight into that smoke. They are much more afraid of her than she is of them.
I mean, to be fair, I would be as well. It's a lady riding a giant cat, and I know they have one of their own, but that lion, the giant cat looks a little bit stronger. A little bit more hungry on the side of one move.
Yeah, I've heard that one of them is a little more genocidal than the other.
Yeah, is canon as well. Got canonized in the anime. So yeah,
Absolutely. No, this bristleback, yeah, you're going to have the SNY up now, so at the very least you're not going to spend a long time stunned when it does happen. But is it going to matter when your bristleback is going to be disabled and this Luna is going to be ripping through you?
Yeah, and like you say, that I just thought she was a little bit stunned.
She is.
Oh, yeah, going to be able to come get some break now as well. The cookie will be here, so the ice shards don't get the lockdown, even with the elongated shards coming through. More because he's going to rain down now as well. Do they want to try and go? Not me. He's going to be the first point of contact, but the force away difference to be able to protect his teammate. Just have that shell grave if he really needs it. Drinking buddies again for that extra displacement. The drag back here. Triple S trying to move. Ice shards do come through. Don't trap out, but just create a barrier here. Arrow will connect, but there's no way to get towards this position. And now there's going to be the eclipse coming through. Crystallis has that BKB going, but the snowball comes in as well. Closes that gap, and the right click's coming through from the War's point there as well. This is a lot of damage to Hex as well. Nefrit, can he finally know he's trapped in? They do take down Rain, but nobody's going to be going onto the hedgehog in the shards. Well, the damage from Triple S at a distance don't even need to come point blank. Can still get that kill. Oh, the familiar drop won't be there in time. Moonlight will get himself out.
Palianytsia there. Because they don't have any lockdowns, they need to overchase, and because they're overchasing, they don't get to focus fire anybody down with all of the might of their right click damage. Like, they do have Mirana and the sniper working away with the full solar flare during that fight, and it just doesn't seem to matter because they can't reinforce each other. They're so far apart. Is Dazzle keeping everybody up?
It's now what, 7k net worth lead, even though the kill's behind on the side of one move. Again, it's getting to that point in the game where they do feel like they're winning the fights. They do feel like they're not as invincible as they were in that last game where the 3 cores just weren't dying, but they are having a better time. And I don't know, QBFY are going to try and keep the base. If they are going to be able to, on the side of Palianytsia, try and get another Roshan, if they're going to be able to take that risk, or if it's just going to be hit and run Dota for them a little bit.
Might just be hit and run. I mean, it's all about the solar flare. If they get to stand together, focus fire during the solar flare, then there's still a lot of saves from one move, but there is definitely the potential that if you, for example, manage to take that Dazzle down first, you can do the fight one by one afterwards. But that too, like, Woe is such a menace. Look at how far ahead he is of the rest of the pack. He's just straight up a full item ahead of Crystallize.
Yeah. Oh, Deathblade. I wasn't expecting this to come out for the Luna, but this is Do you swap that up for the Mask of Madness while you've got the Aegis, potentially?
Probably.
Or, yeah, maybe pop the Mask of Madness so you've got your pop your spells, swap them, use the Mask of Madness so you get the extra attack, then swap the Diff Blade in so you get the full benefits. And not too far off the full Disperser as well, because you just need the Eagle Song now. 2.8k gold for a Luna. That's absolutely nothing. And going to be able to step up. There is going to be the Ice Path into the Markiplier now as well. Whoa. He's standing inside of that. Got the protection coming through. Backline dive comes in here, not me. And yeah, look at this. Reyna wants to dive in now as well. Familiar's back on. The Crimson Guard will be popped on the tower. Do you want to try and move with the Eclipse as well? It's going to be a lot of damage coming through on Nefrit. Nefrit has to run himself away. That Eclipse did get used, but didn't really soak the most targets onto that one. Was punched down once again. Nefrit is going to be hexed out. Can he get a kill into this one? With these bouncing glaives coming through, they at least take down the tier 3 tower. Whoa, he does get out to QFY, and now this Rax, this entire lane's just going to be deleted thanks to the glaives, thanks to the illusions coming through from WoW.
Yeah, and this was a solar flare working away.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it touched him at all. This Dazzle is doing the Lord's work.
And this is the thing, right? You still have the Unleash. You still have, well, the Walrus Punch you're going to have anyway. You have the Dazzle's entire kit. You only lose the Eclipse. The Familiars are up. Jump in once again. Walrus Punch. The leap in from range to get the pullback onto the Sniper. And the Moonlight, no way to get himself away from this one. The Crimson Guard, is it going to be able to keep him alive here on the Sniper? Building towards that BKB, but it's not going to be here in time. He will live for a little bit longer. And in the end, Triple S will get the kill on that for it. They take down Rain, but it's going to put them at risk of just everything from this Luna. Look at it once again. Standing his ground and doing the damage to the buildings. And even so, the side of Palianytsia losing their life to these glaives to the side of One Move, and this might be the turnaround that they needed here. One Move, oh, the Moonlight's going to buy himself back into this one, but Hex comes through. They have the control, and again, the Luna just says, cool, yo, you fight this one out. I'm just going to stand and hit your buildings once again.
She does not care, and there's without the Solar Flare, there's not even damage on Palianytsia currently to punish the Visage from moving up that far. They get the support, but
It's still got the Aegis. He's the full Disperser out now as well. It is, and now, whoa, he's just going to stand. He's going to hit the building and say, you want to move into my glaives? Well, they might get the Aegis, but what else can they get from this one? There's no BKB. There is a Mantis Cell coming back up, and the Silver Edge here as well. Whoa, do you want to try and fight into this one? The Eclipse gets used as well. Nefrit has to back himself away. Whoa, again, not in a rush to run out of there. You will stand his ground just a little bit longer. Nefrit now, and the backline dive, and Rain's going to try and get onto Nefrit. Now, do you get the pullback? The Ice Path is going to be out here, but no BKB on the Luna. This is where you have to be careful. Even if you do have that Dazzle backing up, the Shallow Grave will be used to get the kill into QBFY once again. He wants to carry on going, even through the Shallow Grave. He takes down the Bristleback. He takes down the Sniper. The GG is going to be called. This is just an absolute fantastic showing for One Move. Taking the series technically in 2. The first game goal, yeah, we don't even need to see the odds. This game is over.
and how convincingly they did that too after, you know, skidding in here at the tail end of another series with the draft penalty to deal with the fact that they didn't have to, a break at all, just having to go in. There were some, you know, some bans that we were doubtful about. Their lineup wasn't exactly flexible, but nothing we've seen Palianytsia throw at them actually seemed to phase them at all. No.
And again, it feels like the second time that Palianytsia, they go up early, but they just don't have it to close it out coming through into the mid to the late game. And yeah, One Move, once the Luna got himself into the point where he's like, yeah, okay, I can fight. We get a free Aegis. We just move in. We sweep through everybody. And it was just a great showing here from One Move. They do get themselves through into that grand finals. I think they are going to be a couple of points short from being able to qualify for the LAN, even if they do win. But to take nothing away from them here, they're into the grand finals. The money is nice if you get that position one. You know, it means that you're going to be setting yourself up for going forward into the other events as well. And there's going to be more RES next year as well. So hopefully they stick together as a team. They use this as a springboard, and maybe we're going to be seeing them at one of the LANs coming up for RES next year as well. But for now, that is going to be the grand finals. One Move versus Avalos coming up tomorrow. I don't know what time, because again, we are trying to accommodate the teams playing around the other events here. We want to make sure that they get the chance to play. So let's check in with production. Let's see if they have a time for us. This game's going to start tomorrow. I think it was going to be later on in the evening after, you know, everything else had been played, just to make sure there was no interruptions. But for now, I'm not quite sure where it's going to be. I see typing.
I see those juicy deets. And yeah, I am curious about this matchup because everybody's got their eye on Abulus right now. They are one of the teams that, with the names that they have on board, and of course, like the engine of Seneko backing it up. Like a lot of people are looking at this team as the ones that are going to break through from tier 2 into tier 1 this time around. They are the up and coming guys, but you know, we've seen them bleed during the RES already, and One Move certainly looking like they have a lot of momentum coming into this as well. So I'm very, very curious to see how these two teams actually stack up against each other in those finals.
Yeah, Avalis and One Move did draw in the group stages there, and in fact, I think One Move actually looked like the better team between the two teams, so that is going to be interesting. And we have seen Avalis in other events, you know, drop down to the higher quality teams. They just couldn't make it up there, so it is good. Yeah, they have a really high ceiling, but they need to bring that floor up just a little bit. And I don't think we have any information when that's going to be coming through. Just hanging on, because the admin is typing, so hopefully we'll get the final confirmation of when the final starts tomorrow.
Would be nice to know. I mean, it is of course entirely possible that that is still reliant on other results.
Yeah.
As we saw from One Move today.
So, okay, we're not going to be quite sure. I think we're going to close the show out, but just keep an eye on follow the Twitters as well. My Twitter, Kips's Twitter, follow RES's Twitter for more information to know when we're going to go live. That's always the best way, follow where the information comes from. But for now, we are going to be closing the show out. That is the final game of the day. Congratulations to One Move, and maybe next time for Palianytsia, because they were so close, but just couldn't get the late game in their advantage. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with the grand finals.
One chance, one dream, one match, one energy, one fight, one aim, one action, one hope, one expert.
Fuck.
Use your skills in the gaming. 1xBet.